Hello, there is today's review, and I'm actually having it as we speak. It's a Denada chocolate ice cream. Welcome, guys. I'm going to just tell you what's on the agenda today. So first of all, I'm going to do this. We'll go through it together. Obviously, I've given it away if I'm eating it, but still would like to go through the information on it. Number two on the agenda is I'm going to go through blood sugar levels and ketone levels. There's so much information out there on the internet, so much myths, so much Google information. People are misled. So we're going to go through what your ketone levels should be, what your blood sugar levels should be if weight loss is your goal. So I'm only going to be talking about it from the point of view of weight loss, okay? So what should your blood sugar levels be, what your ketone levels must be for weight loss. Number three, I'm going to actually announce who is my top fan just for this week, not for overall. I'm going to do it week by week just to let you know who's the winner of this week's top fan. And lastly, I'm going to give you a chance to ask as much questions as you like, okay? And that'll be the end of the session. So let's start off by talking about the beautiful Denada ice cream. If you remember last week, guys, we did the review on Froppo, it's called. So I did the kids test on this. So I got James, my son, who's 6 years old, to try the Denada and also to try the Froppo, and he said this was much better. Okay? So let's go through it. I'm using a new system today. I'm hoping that it's going to be on the screen. So I'm just trying to make it interactive for you. Okay, maybe not this week, maybe another week. But I hope you can see it. I might come closer to the camera a little bit. So let's do our usual test. Alrighty. Usual test is we first look at the carbohydrates section. Carbohydrates per 100, we said we'd try to keep it under 5. And it is 2.0. Let's also, next, what can we look at? We'll look at if it has any sugar alcohols, such as maltitol. So it doesn't say here, okay? But let's have a look at the ingredients list to see if it's actually there. So it says contains milk, tree nuts, egg and peanuts. Excess consumption may have a laxative effect. Xylitol, nut. So all good. There is no maltitol, and that's specifically what we look for because that could knock you out of ketosis and it could also raise your blood sugar levels. So from that point of view, we're all good. Next, we do the protein, and we said there's two things for protein that we look at. First of all, how much protein, because it's too much protein, it just means it's going to replace my meal. Okay, because we can't have protein from this and go and get my chicken or eat my fish or eat my tuna. Not going to work. So let's have a look at the per 100. The protein is 3.7. Alrighty, 3.7, fantastic. And because it's got such low protein anyway, then it doesn't matter so much if it has isolate protein, but let's check anyway. Alright, now let's check what protein it's got. Let's go back to the ingredients list and let's read it out. Water, cream, coconut cream, xylitol, cocoa powder, cocoa mass, whey protein concentrate, which is good. It has no isolate, almond, gum, and sea salts. So, can you use this? Of course you can. Now, one more thing I forgot to look at, which is your fats. Your fats is 15.6. Now, what are the majority of saturated fats, which is what we want on this diet, on keto, makes sense to have and actually enjoy. Now, I'm sure somebody's going to ask, how much of this can you have? Well, it's a hard question to ask because it all really depends on your goal and what you're trying to achieve. So, for me, if I was to, for example, have this on a daily basis, and it's out of 100 grams of that, that will contribute 15 grams of my daily intake. So I try to have about, don't do what I'm doing. This is my body. I'm different than you. We're not all the same. So I had about 100 grams of fat per day. So 15, can I do it? Of course I can. So it's an option for me to have this daily or not. It depends if I feel like it or not. And that's how you assess if something, it's not just keto or not, whether it fits into your goal or not. So it's two important questions. Is this keto approved, and does it actually fit in my goal? Okay? Guys, I'm just gonna check if everything is okay in terms of sound and live and the video, because we're just trying a different system, and I'm hoping that I'm not going onto my personal page like I've done before. Am I on the Keto Trainer page? Okay, awesome, fantastic. Am I cutting out? Can please someone tell me if I'm cutting out, please? I'll give you a minute just to let me know how I'm going. Am I cutting out? Am I clear? Sounds good? Picture's good? Seems fine.
It's weird. Maybe it's just my phone. So now it's paused again. Maybe it's just my phone.
Yeah, iPad's fine.
Okay. Sometimes I...
All right. How can I see the messages and the questions? All right, here we go. Now I can see everybody and say hello to everyone. Here we go. That's a bit better. Hi Mary. Hi Nolene. Hi Jeannie. Hi David. Hi Crystal. Hi Manzi. Hi Danny. Hi Ronnie. Hi Melissa. Melissa, are you new? If you are, welcome. Sorry, I'm just looking down a little bit, guys, while I'm reading who's on and who's not. If you are new, Melissa, welcome to our weekly live. And I hope to see you every week. And I hope that you get something useful out of today. Hello, Lauren. How are you? We just spoke, I think, this week. Hey, John. How you going? All right. So is everybody okay going through the ice cream? Do I need to go a little bit more in the ice cream? I'll give you a minute to ask some questions about the ice cream while I have a bit of a scoop. You're freezing.
Yeah.
All clear. I found it cut once, but all good for sound and vision. Hello, Barbara. You're new today, I'm assuming. Welcome. Welcome to our show. Have to see you every week. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Hi, Melissa. Hi, Louise. Okay. The brands of ice cream, Manzi, is Denada. All right, you can get this one from Coles. There's a couple of flavors that you can get. You can have any of the flavors. I like the chocolate and also like the mint. And there's a vanilla. My favorite two is the chocolate and the mint. So like I said, for me, because this fits into my daily fat intake, which means that I can have this daily if I want, right? Now, a lot of people feel guilty to have ice cream while they're dieting, but that's the problem right there, is that you're making this into a diet, which means that you're not making it sustainable, okay? And I always say this every week. There's a big difference between me having to jump on stage, take my top off and do a modeling shoot, or that I've got a bodybuilding competition. If that was the case, I definitely wouldn't be having it, because I'll be trying to cut down as much fat as I can and trying to get the fats that I need from better sources like butter, coconut oil, animal fats, the actual fats that are on the chicken or the steak. So for example, if I was ready to get ready for a competition, for me, I'll probably not use that. But if you're not running after anything, you're taking your time, then why not have something like that when you need it, right? Because something like that, 15 grams of fat, it's not a big deal, right? It is a high fat diet, but this actually makes your journey sustainable. It makes it enjoyable. It doesn't feel like a chore, which allows you to go a little bit longer, okay? And obviously the longer you go, the better results that you get. All right. Any other questions, guys, regarding this? So put it away and go to the next thing. All right. Let's talk blood sugar levels and ketone levels. I'll give you a minute to go get a pen and paper. If you wanted to get a coffee or a cup of tea, more than happy. I'll give you literally a minute to go grab something to write on or to write with. I've got my own here too. If you wanted to go get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, I'll give you a minute to get ready. I won't jump in straight away. And once we're done that, I'm going to announce who is my top fan this week. And it's only this week, guys. It's not for the full week. It's just to let you know how you're going personally. Whether you are a top fan or you're not, or you're just there, or you're second or third, I'll just announce the top fan. All right. Now, just give me a thumbs up, guys, when you're ready to go into the ketone levels, because it is a bit of a topic, and I need you to really be paying attention on writing things down because it's important. Hi, Mash. Hi, Rob. Also, while I'm waiting, I'm just gonna make sure I haven't missed anyone's questions. Natasha, I found it cut out once, but all good for sound. Yeah, that's fine. The brand is Denada, Denada. Everyone's asking the brand. It's Denada. I don't know if it's coming up on the screen on the video. Denada. Yes, Mandy, it's Denada. Keto is a lifestyle, not a diet. Correct. That's exactly right. That's why you can enjoy things like that without having to feel guilty about it. All right. How about we get straight into it, guys? All right. So textbook science tells us that in order for you to be in ketosis, which means that you've turned your body's metabolism from burning carbs to fat, it needs to be from 0.5 onwards. What allows your body to make ketones is your blood sugar levels coming down first. People think that you need to get your ketones first above 0.5 and hence you're in ketosis. The only way your blood ketone levels rise, which tells you're in ketosis, if one thing happens, is if your blood sugar levels rises. You cannot have high blood sugar levels and high ketone levels if they work in opposition. It's like when you go to a park and it's got a seesaw, right? If you've got a heavy kid and a light kid, one is always going to be high no matter what, all right? So ketones go higher, which means your body starts to burn fat when the availability of sugar lessens or gets smaller. So your body starts to burn fat when this happens and the blood sugar levels drop. Now, how do you drop the blood sugar level? By number one, dropping your carbs. What further drops your blood sugar levels is having fats. And that's why having fats is so important. Fats don't burn fat, but what fats do is they reduce your blood sugar levels. And when your blood sugar levels down to in the fours, write this down, in the fours, that's when your body goes, well, okay, now it's getting a little bit low. I've got to find something to supplement with. And all of a sudden, your body starts to make ketones. Now, what usually happens in this period, this is called adaptation period, is that your ketones go up a little bit, then they drop, and the blood sugar levels take over again. And they go up again, and they go down again. And during this adaptation period, the body's going, I want to use sugar. No, you're not using fat. I'm going to go back to sugar. No, you're not. I'm going to use fat. And it starts doing this for a little while. It could have to take 2 weeks, a month, until you become steady and your body's convinced now that because you drop the carbs for long enough and you're having enough fats to further drop your sugars, ketones come up. That's in a nutshell what a ketogenic diet is. Now, so the question is, what are the numbers? All right. You've got to ask yourself first, why you're doing this. let's assume that you're doing it for weight loss, and that's the context of today. Remember how we said that eating fats lower your blood sugar levels and in effect, your ketones go higher? The amount of fats that you have determines how much ketones you make. So the more fats you're eating, the higher your ketones go. So the range to be in ketosis is between 0.5 and 3.0. It's a big range, right? So where should it be? All right. I'm going to give you the example. Is it better to be having 10 grams of fat and still be in ketosis? Or is it better to have 10,000 grams of fat and be in ketosis? Can somebody answer this question? I'll wait for it. Because if you start to think, all right, you will start to see that you only need to have logic to determine what kind of ketone levels you should be at and not listen to the internet. I'm going to explain it to you through logic, and hopefully that you start to understand it yourself. If I'm trying to lose weight, is it more efficient for me to have 10 grams of fat and still be in ketosis, or have 10,000 grams of fat and still be in ketosis? What will be more beneficial to me in terms of weight loss? I'll wait for a minute until I get your answers. Thanks, Crystal. No idea. Okay. 10. Melissa says 10. David says less. John says 10. Lauren says 10. 10 grams of fat. 10. Yes. Good. Thank you. All right. The next question. Why? And I'll give you a minute to give me your answers. Why is it better to have less fat and still be in ketosis rather than consuming 10,000 grams of fat? I'll wait for your answers. I would have a heart attack at 10,000. No. But that's not the reason. Remember, Louise, we're talking about in the context of weight loss, right? So just obviously you wouldn't feel too well if you had 10,000 grams of fat. But put that aside for a second and think about it from just the weight loss point of view, right? So why would it be better to have less fat than more fat if you're trying to lose weight? Jenny says, I'm going to say 10,000. Wrong, Jenny. Very wrong.
If it looks weird, just put make it brown.
Higher fats keep you in ketosis, does it not?
Just put keto.
Well, Danny, good question, but do you really need 10,000? Do you really need 10,000? Because your body is adapted. Too many calories. No, we don't work with calories in keto. Your body doesn't... Okay, let me put this out there, guys. There is not one scientific study or any medical information to prove that the body understands what a calorie is. A calorie, in very simple words, is the amount of energy your body has to make to digest food. Basically, it's very complicated, right? Your body understands only fat, protein, and carbohydrates. That's it. So we need to start throwing the word calorie out. Your body, when you eat something, you don't eat calories. When you eat a piece of chicken, what's in it? Fat, protein, and carbs. That's it, right? We have hormones to interact with those three things. These hormones don't interact with calories, they interact with these things. All right? To prove that that's the wrong concept, if I eat 10,000 calories of fat, is it the same 10,000 calories of lettuce? It's not, is it? Right? There's no way your body would react the same. If you had 10,000 calories from butter and 10,000 calories from lettuce, they're the same calories, but does your body behave the same? No, it doesn't. Different hormonal responses. Calorie is not a calorie. It's just not as simple as that, right? So it's got nothing to do with calories. On keto, we deal with macronutrients that have an effect on certain hormones, all right? I tried to think outside the box, I have no idea. Your body doesn't need it. It's adapted to the lesser, not 10,000. We want to use our fats. Yes, well done, Nolene, you got it. Not only you're a top fan, but you're on the ball. Good job. I meant why give yourself more fuel if you don't need it. That also makes sense, David. Okay, that's a pretty good answer. So, if you have a certain amount of fat in your body that you want to burn, all right? So this is the answer. Nolene got it right. If you have a certain amount of fat that you want to burn in your body, the more fat you get from diet, well, what the body's going to do is metabolize that and use that for energy. Then you're not going to be touching your body fat. So you're not giving yourself, your body, a time frame where it says, okay, I need fat. Now I'm trained to burn the fat. I'm not getting enough from the diet. So guess what? I'm going to go through here. But if you're constantly renewing and refueling fats from your diet, why should your body burn the fat? It won't have the time for it. It doesn't need to. So it keeps the body fat, and what you're doing is just metabolizing the fats that you're eating. So when you jump on the internet, people tell you, people sit there and rave that the ketone levels are 3 and 2.8 and 2.6. So what? All right? But any silly person can go eat a whole lot of fat and come up with 2.8. But is that actually coincide with your goal? No, it doesn't. So the key here is, and this is the magic, right? And write this down. So the magic of ketosis is if you eat the right fat, between brackets, eating the minimum fats, so you're still in ketosis, and that's the magic. Because remember, if your fats are too low, then you're not going to be in ketosis. It's the same concept as if you don't put fuel in your car, there's nothing to burn, the engine won't turn over. If you're fat adapted and you teach your body to burn fat, but then you're not eating the fat, your engine will turn off. So what should your ketone numbers be? Well, I don't know. Everyone's different. But what I can tell you is if fat loss is the goal and to burn as much fat in your body, then the formula is eat the minimal amount of fat and still stay above 0.5. Now, I've got a lot of clients that are very different. They're almost a freaky type of body where they honestly could have 20, 30 grams of fats from diet and their ketones are above 1 or very close to 1. Where I have other clients who will have 100 grams of fat from diet and there's 0.5, right? So everyone's different. But my advice is do not run after superficial ketones. Now, what do I mean by superficial? It's ketones that you're making by overeating fats. They're not coming from your body. Let me explain. If this is not going to happen, and it can't happen because the idea of ketosis is that you have to eat fat. But let's say that you don't need to eat fat to stay in ketosis. So you're having 0 fats. So you wake up in the morning, you test your ketone levels and you're 1.0. Is that good or bad? Please write your message. Just answer that question for me, guys. If you're having 0 fats and you wake up in the morning and your ketone levels are 1.0, is that good or bad? I'll wait for your comments. Hi, Maria. Sorry, Louise, I didn't see it. You got it before. Sorry. All right. It's just when I talk, I get really animated, guys, and I'm not very good at doing 2 things at once. Please forgive me. Good, good. Everyone's saying good. Jenny's on the ball now. Jenny, you got it, I think. You're saying good. Lauren's saying good. Melissa's saying good. Yes, good. That's correct, guys. Because if you're eating zero fat and your body's still making ketones, which it's proof that your body's burning fat, then where do you think that fat's coming from? Well, it can't be from diet because you're having zero. So that means that 100% of what your body is burning through the ketones you've just measured is out of your body. Now, isn't that what we all want? So what benefit that I go overeat fats so I can just increase my ketones superficially? And all it is really is you're just increasing your ketones superficially. You're not burning your body fat. All right? So, one, don't go chasing ketone levels. That's what silly people do. And that's why silly people don't lose weight or burn body fat. Two, don't get obsessed with it, because if you get obsessed with it, you'll end up doing number one, which is go eating more fats than you need to. Number three, this is a tip that nobody's ever said before on camera. And this is something that I've experienced in the 5 to 6 years that I've been doing this. And I work with a lot of women, and I've learned what happens through their typical month. So when women have their monthlies, your ketone levels will dramatically reduce. So when you have your period, your blood sugar levels rise. And remember we said at the start of the video, what happens when your blood sugar levels rise? Your ketones drop. Yes? So when you have your monthlies or your period, your blood sugar levels rises, hence your ketones will be zero. Now, people will go test their ketone levels first thing in the morning, and their test will be 0.1. It's like, what happened? What did I do wrong? And they'll sit there and rack their brain, and they go and stressing about what did I do? What did I eat? And all of a sudden they go into panic. But when you have your monthlies, your blood sugar levels will rise, your ketones will be zero. That's normal. So that week of that month, don't test. Number one, we know it's going to be zero. Number two, you don't need to stress over it. Now, what will happen if you stress? Well, you're releasing cortisol extra levels. Your cortisol levels now will go even higher, raising your blood sugar levels even more, and you're going to gain weight. So don't stress about it. This is something not many people know. When you have your period, don't test your blood ketone levels, because it will be zero, and I'm telling you right now. If it's not zero, let's say you're at 1.0, 1.5, that week will be very low, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. If you're always 0.5, then that week will be 0.1, okay? It doesn't mean you've done anything wrong or you do anything wrong. That's just nature. We can't change it. It doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It doesn't mean you've eaten something wrong. Don't beat yourself up on it, okay? Let's have a look at some questions. Natasha's still trying to get this. Natasha, does this mean you still not understanding how to manage ketone levels? What do I use to measure my ketones? What do I do? Okay, so you need a machine. It's called Freestyle Optium Neo. Freestyle Optium Neo. And if you can excuse me for a minute, guys, I'll actually go get it, and I'll show you how to use it. May as well. If we're talking about ketone numbers now and blood sugar levels, what I'll do is just get the machine and actually show you how to use it. This is why those exogenous ketones are BS. Correct, David. Because I don't need to. You're absolutely right. Look, let me elaborate that. Think about cyclists that ride in the Olympics and marathons. You will see that every station they come to, they give them these glucose sachets, and they just suck on it quickly while they're riding. Because they're riding for so long, their body runs out of stored glycogen, glucose. So they always have to replenish their glycogen levels in the muscle. It's glycogen because it's got to do with muscle. So these guys would have absolute pure glucose because they need it. But would a cyclist have that pure glucose if he's sitting down like me now talking to you? No. He doesn't need that very fast energy, does he? He doesn't. Ah, good, thanks, really got it for me. It's the same as exogenous ketones. I would say you need it if you're going for a 10-hour bike ride. Because instead of your body going through the process of breaking down fats, going through the liver and making ketones, it is a bit of a process. So if you put it in your mouth straight away, you get that extra energy. But if it's not required, why are you putting it in your body? And there's a massive difference between being in ketosis and showing ketones. If I gave an avocado and 4 tablespoons of olive oil on it to somebody in the street and then tested their ketones, it will show ketones. Because that's a natural way of breaking down fats. That's what happens in our body naturally. But the test is when you go to bed. What happens over the 8-hour sleep? If you get up after an 8-hour sleep and test and you find ketones in your body, that means you really are truly in ketosis. And what people do is they measure their ketone levels before they go to bed. It's 1.5 because they had a fatty meal and they're wrapped. They go to bed, they wake up in the morning, it's 0.1. Why? Because you're just eating fats. You haven't trained your body to be a fat burning machine yet. Does that make sense? I will get into cortisol and why we test first thing in the morning next week. All right, it's gonna get it gets too scientific right now, and I don't want to go too much scientific for you guys. You're gonna get bored and you're not gonna understand. But I'll explain why we test first thing in the morning, and why it's a bulletproof test to show if you're in a ketogenic state or not. All right. Any questions so far? I'm just gonna go through it. How long does it take to become fat adapted? Nolene, it really depends. It depends how much carbs you've been having. It depends how long until you empty your liver from the glucose levels that it's got from storing. It depends on how much insulin your body's carrying. It depends on how insulin resistant you are. It depends how overweight you are. It depends how stressed you are. It depends how fast you get rid of the carbs in your system, okay? It depends on a lot of things. If you got diabetes, if you got heart issues, if you got a fatty liver, it just takes time. And this is why I keep saying, guys, the ketogenic diet is one that fixes these problems. Therefore, you lose fat. Okay? If you ever take this journey, I want you to do it in a way, for the reason is that you want to fix your metabolic damage in your body. That's why you're going to start to burn fat. All right? How long does it take? Yep, answer that one. Mandy Franklin, test through blood strips. You can get them from the chemist. Yeah, I'll just go through that very quickly, guys. Stress kills me. That's correct. Stress is no good. What about menopause? How do you balance everything? Very hard to answer that, Danny. Live. I need to have blood tests. I need to know what estrogen and progesterone levels and a whole other different hormones. So that's not very easy to answer now, unfortunately. I'll need to see your blood work. Louise, that's what I'm struggling with. Body not making estrogen. Hi, Daniela. Welcome. You're new, I'm assuming. Welcome to our live. I hope to see you every single week. Hi, Luke. So when do you know it's time to drop your dietary fats? Well, how do you know when to drop your dietary fats? Number one, you've done this for a longer time, so your body's actually now properly keto adapted. So because sometimes what happens is people get in ketosis quickly, eat a lot of fat, and your body starts to make ketones. And as soon as it happens, they drop the fat straight away. But then you come out of ketosis because you're still training. You're not ready to go to the Olympics straight away. It takes months until your body becomes fully adapted. So I wouldn't be jumping into coming off the fats straight away because you're just going to go backwards. Okay? I think I have some issues with protein amount. Natasha, try to stick to 100 grams of weight per meal and you won't have a problem. Try the tablets, not the powder. I'm assuming you guys are talking about salt tablets. I might have missed it. Guys, I'm really sorry. If I miss any questions, just rewrite them, please. I'm really sorry. It's just a lot to go through. Thanks, Maria. Thank you for kind words. Good work, Danny. That's a good start. About essential oils. I recommend that. Yep. I will next time, but I don't. So Melissa, how long does it take to become a fat burning machine? I just answered it. I think it was someone else's question. It really depends on a lot of things. Depends how much insulin is in your body now, how much blood sugar you're carrying, how much carbs you've had, how much stress level you're under, if you've got diabetes, if you've got heart issues, if you've got a fatty liver. It just all makes a big difference. Not a problem, Crystal. Hi, Rhonda. It's okay, Megs. Us girls are having conversation. All right, go for it. I won't interrupt. I'm getting blood thin. Okay, all right. Any questions, guys, regarding ketone levels and blood sugar levels? I'll go through more about it next week. I think I don't want to overload you and I don't want to confuse you. Just a final thing on that. The magic. The magic of being in ketosis is when you're having minimal fats and you are still in ketosis. Why? Because if you drop your fats, your body will not be in ketosis. So you have to have some sort of level of fat to stay in ketosis. That I can't tell you. It's something you have to work with and test. So I would start with 200 grams of fat for a week and then test my ketones. You're at 1.8 and it's consistent. All right, so drop it to 150. All right, 150 dropped it to 1.0. Good. I've dropped 50 grams of fat and I'm still in ketosis. All right, how about I try 100? Go down to 100. All right, now I'll 0.5. If you're at 100 and you're 0.5, I wouldn't be reducing anymore. So that would be what I'd be staying at. Having said that, there is many other things that control what happens. You could be reducing your fats from one end, but increasing your protein. So which one is it that's stuffing your ketone levels up? Right? So what I suggest is if you're going to play with fats, I would be monitoring how much protein I'm on. I wouldn't be mucking around with that. I would only be mucking around with one thing, which is fats. And from there, once I work out the fats, I know now that for me to lose weight, I need to be on this much fat. Then if you want to muck around with protein later, you keep the fats fixed. You muck around with your protein. Obviously, your carbs you don't want to muck around with. You want to keep them as low as possible. All right? Now, I'm going to announce who is a top fan this week. Are you ready? And according to Facebook, the person that shared the most stuff is David Hartog. So apparently Facebook recognizes that sharing and commenting holds more power in terms of the interaction with a business or a person. So David, you are the top fan this week. Good job. Thank you for your help. I really appreciate you. I can always see that you're, not just sharing my stuff, but also writing comments on your own page. So I really do thank you very, very much. I really appreciate your support, and I appreciate you sharing, and I also really appreciate your kind words. So I couldn't do this without you guys. Like I say every week, I really love being here with you guys and helping as much as I can. I look forward to it, and I just want to help you better your life, improve your health, and finally get the figure that you're always after. Okay? I know that this whole ketone level thing is a problem, especially on the internet. A lot of people write really rubbish. You don't need high levels of ketones because you're having a lot of fat. You're not going to lose weight that way. You're not going to burn fat. Okay, so this is one of the things. I've done also a video on that on my YouTube channel. So I've done about 40 videos, guys, on my YouTube channel. If you haven't been, you just go on YouTube, type in keto trainer, just one word, and you'll find maybe 40 videos that I've done. I've done technical videos on the diet. I've done scientific videos. I've done videos on what I eat, meal by meal. And I've also done a 7 or 8 videos on a psychology that are called psychology series. And I also made a mistakes series. So the mistakes that people do on keto, that's why they don't lose weight. So in combination of getting the science, what I eat, the psychology series, the psychology behind weight loss, and the mistakes that people do on keto, if you really start doing this on your own and watch the lives, I think you can get very far on your own. And that's what I'm hoping. Okay? And you guys know what I do. What I do is not what I'm doing now. It's not the information because I've done the information. It's out on social media, right? I don't hide anything. My secrets, I say it. I love coaching people. I love mentoring people. I love motivating people. I love changing people's lives. I love to see somebody that has no hope and is a no-hoper to become somebody that people look at and say, I want to be like them. I change cats to lions. I make people become role models. All right? And I always say this to my clients. When I started this a few years ago, people are used to me now. They know what I do. But everywhere I went, people are watching what I'm eating. Everywhere I went, whether it's weddings, receptions, whatever it is, everyone's watching what I'm eating. Yes, they made a lot of fun of me. All right? All my friends made fun of me eating butter and lard and the rest of it. But that's normal. But now it's different. All right? And I can tell you that I've got many clients who, if you want to reveal yourself, guys, that you want to say that you've changed and people look at you differently, please motivate others on here. But I can proudly say that I've worked with a lot of people who had no confidence, no belief in themselves, and now people look at them as role models. All right? That's what I do, and that's what my passion is. My passion is not secrets and doing this or doing that. It's all on social media. If you are strong and capable of doing this on your own, if you watch my videos and attend my lives, I guarantee you will get there. If you need that accountability and somebody to be really tough and try to change your relationship with food and turn it into a monster, that's what I do for a living. Okay? All right, let me read some of the comments. I'm sure that people are going to be giving it to him because they're probably jealous. No, actually, people are being nice. I can't believe this. Well done, David. Congratulations. Well done, David. My iPad just died, so I can't see the messages, guys. 1 second. Sorry. Just don't move. Can I just grab a tissue? Is there as well? Yeah. And Rita made me like a cup of tea like an hour ago. I haven't even had one sip yet. You probably heard the slope again.
Tap the message.
Sorry.
It'll come up for everyone to see.
Hmm?
Tap the message, it will come up for everyone to see. Well, I've been doing it as you're typing, as you're saying.
Sorry?
Tap the message and everyone will see what you're reading.
Ah, okay. I just told to tap the message and everybody will see what I'm reading. Now, can people see now what I just pressed? I'm still learning, guys. I'm really sorry. I've got someone help me with the technical.
Just tap it. Tap it. That's it.
Ah, here we go. I love how you break it down to common sense. Thanks, guys. So, Rita said, well done, David, and thank you, everyone that is constantly participating in the group, sharing and commenting. Thanks, Rita, for saying that. Thanks. That's...
You gotta tap it again when you finish.
Well, it worked. I'm all on this now. There you go. Thanks, Jenny. That's one of my clients who worked with me. Jenny, maybe you can just type a few words to motivate people and tell them what difference it made to your life. Really, that's so lovely. Thank you, guys. Queen of the jungle now, Jenny. Jenny, thank you so much for coming on and actually, you know, not being shy or trying to hide yourself. You always come on and you share your personal stuff. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hi, Sunny. How are you? Did you join earlier, Sunny, or did you just come on now? All right. Okay. Time to show you how to use the glucometer, right? Okay. Hold off your questions, guys, until I finish. So there it is. And I hope you can see it. Here it is. I hope you can see it. Okay. Freestyle. Optium Neo. All right. Comes in this bag. It comes with this pen, which you put your needle in there. So it comes with a whole packet of needles. Take a needle out. Obviously, be careful. You don't you prick yourself up the top. That goes into here, like so. Push it down. Don't push it down like that because you'll prick yourself. Just push it down from the side. That goes back on. Now, you see the grey thing here? You don't twist that. That doesn't twist. You twist the black thing on top of it. And that just makes, you've got the intensity of how hard you want to prick your finger. So you've got level 1, level 2, level 3, level 5, whatever. Like a gun, you load it by pressing down. Okay, on that lever. And you hit Minster by pressing this button. Again, you'll hear it load, then you do it. So get it ready. It's loaded. And then you have to buy these, okay? So the purple ones are for ketones. Are they purple or pink? I don't know.
Purple.
I got told it was purple. The blue ones are blood sugar levels. Okay? So let's test what I would be now. I've just eaten, right? So obviously the results now, like I said before, they're not accurate. The only accurate test is that it's first thing in the morning, right? So whatever I get now, it is not accurate. So I get the strip, the black part up the top, yeah, that goes into the machine. Don't touch it because it's magnetic. You push it into the machine, one click, and you push it again until it goes all the way up. Now you're gonna have to turn the machine on. It turns automatically on when this is pushed in all the way. If it's not all the way in, it won't turn on. And now you've got your blood picture here flashing at you. It means it's ready for you to put your blood. And it will say KET, meaning that you put the ketone strip in. Light flat. I won't light flat now because I'm showing it for the purpose of it. Prick your finger. Like so. Right. Squeeze the blood out. Now, with the ketone ones, you actually need quite a bit of blood. See how much I've let out? All right. You try. I can't do it now, but you've got to keep that flat on the table. So you do it that way, but just to show you, I'm going to do it, and you'll see it going all the way up until there's 3 dotted lines up here. And it'll count down from 10, 9, and it'll give you a reading. And I'll put it down because I don't want to muck around with it too much. So my blood ketone levels now are 0.3, all right? Obviously, whenever you eat, your blood ketone levels drop. That's why we don't test after eating, because then your body doesn't want to burn fat because it's getting the dietary fat. And this is exact proof what we're talking about now. Every time you eat, these numbers go down because you're getting fats from the diet where your body goes, I'm going to put a stop now on burning body fat because I can get it elsewhere. All right? So that's how you test your ketones. Blood, not urine. Don't ever use urine. Anyone that tells you use urine, they don't know what they're talking about. Walk away. All right? So first thing in the morning on empty stomach, and that's how you test. Any questions, guys? It's time to now ask questions. I'm just going to get my laptop on to see if anyone asks some questions. Oh, my pleasure. Hold on, let me just... Where am I? What happens if your keto levels go too high? Then you just won't lose weight. So Louise, that's the answer. There is a disease called ketoacidosis, and this happens when you are diabetic type 1 or very bad diabetic type 2, become insulin dependent. But then again, if you're insulin dependent, they give you insulin. But especially with type 1, where your blood ketones levels go too high and they become acidic, and then you can get into trouble. But that's only if you're type 1. It's the same as blood sugar levels. If your blood sugar levels go up too high, then you're also in trouble. It's the same kind of trouble. Lauren, do you say you had some psychology videos? I don't see them on the YouTube channel. It says psychology series.
It's a playlist. It's a playlist.
Yeah, so make sure you're not on a playlist because it won't show it to you. But it's called psychology series. I think there's one called Don't Compare. I don't have my phone with me, guys. Sorry, but yeah. It's amazing how would you feel when you're in keto. That's correct. Yep. I feel like Superman when I'm on keto. Oh, my pleasure. I'm still work in progress. Wouldn't it be where I am without you? I'm always learning, heading in the right directions, no matter what life throws. Well done, Jenny. I'm really proud of you. Megs is so happy to hear that. Yes, of course. Hi, Megs. Do we have to do this pricking every day? It's up to you. I mean, my clients, yes, because that's how I tell them how to change the diet or what to reduce something or not to reduce something. So if I'm finding ketone levels are dropping or too high, then I'll readjust the diet. So it is very important for me with my clients that I get that every day because I know exactly what's happening in their bodies through the ketone levels. So Natasha asks, so what levels are we looking for? Like I said before, Natasha, the answer is the minimum amount to still keep you in ketosis. And again, that's very general, okay? I need to have work with you to exactly know what your goal is, what your body's like, blood test results, the rest of it for me to actually give a very specific answer. But generally, you want to eat minimal amount of fats to still stay in ketosis. John, great session, information, Mags. Thank you. Very important reminders and support. No problem, John. Anytime. Make sure you give a special thanks to all your background helpers behind the camera. Yes, I will. And I'll name them by name in a minute.
I told my mum I'm studying.
Oh, okay. They don't want to be known, so. If I'm testing every morning and my ketones are between 0.5 and 3 every day, does this mean I'm in... Yes, so as long as it's 0.5, first thing in the morning, that's correct, Nolene. Mandy, I feel sometimes nauseous in the morning. Is this usual? no. Be very hard for me to say why, but no. After 1.5 weeks, I still feel tired. I did a video a couple of weeks ago and we talked about how important salt tablets is. Mandy, are you having enough salt? How many salt tablets are you having? All right. Your table salt is not enough. That's why you feel tired and you feel weak and you're probably cramping and getting headaches as well. No problem, Natasha. Working with Megs and Rita is the best investment you'll ever make. Thanks, Melissa. That's very kind of you. Guys, remember that the overall top fan winner will be announced on the 19th. Yeah, so what I said today, don't get confused. This is just a weekly thing, just to let you know what's happening, okay? So, yes, the overall winner will be announced on the 19th. Any questions, guys? Any other questions before we log off? It was for me as well. Thank you, John. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate that. Karen Brennan, totally agree. Best advice. Thank you, Karen. Any other questions, guys? Don't be shy. Even the newbies, make sure you're asking questions. Otherwise, you won't benefit. Not taking any salt tablets, so we'll do that. Thanks. Very good. Again, just check with your doctor, Mandy, because if you have blood pressure or heart issues, you really need to be checking with your doctor about everything we talk about today or any other week. Make sure that you're not doing anything without checking with your doctor. Lauren, thank you. Not a problem at all. All good. See you next week. Thanks, Louise. All right, time to say goodbye and good night. Good night, Louise. Good night, Lauren. Good night, Manzi. Bye, Karen. See you, Rita. Bye, Melissa. Bye, Natasha. Bye, David. And congratulations. Well done. And guys, I didn't get a chance to thank you to everyone else that's doing this too and helping me out by liking my videos and commenting and sharing. There are many other people who are constantly doing this. People like Nolene. I'm just too scared. I don't want to mention names because I'm too scared I'm going to forget. But Nolene is always sharing and commenting. Katie as well. David, obviously. Crystal too. Katie, Maria, of course, Robin, of course. You're very close, Robin, very close. So, I'm just worried that I'm going to forget someone, guys. I really don't want to upset anyone or forget anyone. But thank you so much for doing it. And for the newbies that are here today for the first time, Facebook has got an algorithm that determines who my top fan through the people that share my stuff, like my stuff, and comment on my stuff. And basically, I don't determine it. Facebook does, but we said that anybody that shares the most and likes the most and comments the most and becomes my top fan, and the deadline is the 19th of August, will win themselves a 12-week program with us. No charge, no money involved, absolutely for free. So you will jump on the 3N Keto Trainer program, no cost, and we will help change your life forever. And all you need to do is just interact with our social media posts, like our stuff. Obviously, as you can see, that by sharing, you get more points. You're recognized more by Facebook as a top fan. So if you share a comment and I know a lot of people may be embarrassed or don't want to share that stuff or know that they're doing keto, that's fair enough, okay? But thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me that you're helping me, do this. And I love being with you. I look forward to every Wednesday at 7:30. So please invite your friends. If you know anyone else that needs the help, needs the encouragement or kick up the butt, please tell them to come and join these lives. You can also book in a half-an-hour consultation with me for free, no charge. If you want to get to know what the program is like, or you want to ask me general questions, if you're really doing keto and you just want hints, book me in for half an hour, no charge. I'll help you in that half an hour, okay? If you've got any personal information you don't want to reveal, you want to talk to me about a specific disease that you've got, for example, estrogen dominance, menopause, whatever it is you don't want to disclose, call me up for half an hour and we'll have a chat and I can put you on the right track. From me and the team here, for the guys that helped me tonight, thank you very much. And Rita, like always, she's always making me tea and making me comfortable. Thank you very much. And everybody else, thank you so much for your time and your support. And I'll see you next week. Next week will be part 2 of ketone numbers and blood sugar. There's a lot to get through. Believe it or not, it's not just as simple as that. But you really need to start on the right foot. If you're doing it wrong, you're not going to get the benefits. All right? So stay tuned for next week. Come on and learn a little bit more. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye for now.